Hello, my name is Andy Slater, and I'm here today to talk to you about the ways that you can make your art, your designs, and your craft more accessible for a blind audience. It is important to note that not all blind people are totally blind. For instance, I myself can see shadow, light, colors, shapes, all kinds of things. However, my central vision and my peripheral vision are kind of shot. So my field of vision is very small, and there's always some kind of flashing, strobing lights or something psychedelic that's going on. And I tell you all of this so that we can keep in mind that blindness is a spectrum. In order to keep you interested and not letting you have to look at a blank screen while I talk on and on and on, I'm going to show a series of pictures from Teen Vogue for you to consider while we learn more about how to describe them. When you're done watching the video, feel free to go back and look at them again and see what you can come up with. Post your descriptions in the comments below, and then see what other people thought as well. So let's talk about image description. The concept is pretty easy. Describe what is seen in the image. So when you look at a photograph, no matter how minimal it may be, there's still a lot of information that you can share with each photo. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, but in the end, it is all your decision to make. So we will take a look at some of the standard ways to describe images, some of the more creative ways to do so, and then of course, the importance of representing the way that you communicate in your own descriptions. The voice of the artist is always important when it comes to describing art. It's your work, and you have your own way of talking about it. So never be afraid to use that in your description. I'd like to introduce to you assistive technology that blind people use in their everyday life. Let's talk about the screen reader. A screen reader is technology that takes any kind of written information that's, let's say, on the internet or on a PDF or anything like that, and it speaks it with its cute little robot voice, or it will convert that information to be read with a braille display. Chances are, if you have a computer or a phone or a tablet, there is a built-in screen reader native to your device. The one that I use is the one made by Apple. It is called VoiceOver. Here's an example of that.
Hello, I am the screen reader from Andy's iPhone. He loves that I will read to him at any given moment. Although I am happy that he appreciates me, I cannot say that I always love reading to him. He is kind of boring.
So let's say you've got a photo of a model wearing one of your new pieces. You want to share it, but first you want to describe it. You could always put that description in the caption of your photo on your website or Instagram, or you can embed that description into the image file itself. And we do so with something called alternative text, or alt text for short. Alt text is information that you can put in the metadata of the image. This can be done when designing your website, or it can even be done with an Instagram post or a Facebook post. So here's a wonderful example of image description in alt text from Chicago designer Sandy Yee on her website Crypt Couture. Not only does she add alt text to the image, but she also follows that with a description in the caption.
A Caucasian model rests both of her hands on her hips. She wears a coral-colored skirt and a beige bandeau, which is a strip of garment covering her breasts. A pair of white, L-shaped wrist braces cradle her wrists, which naturally curve inwards. Her fingers curve and rest gently next to each other. The L-shaped braces have a hard surface, but with organic, wavy edges close to the model's hands. The model's forearms are cuffed with soft and creamy fabric embroidered with clusters of white and pinkish French knots, tiny ball-shaped stitches. A thin mesh fabric forms ruffles on the top of the braces. The model sits on a chair wrapped in white fabric.
There are, of course, standard ways of doing this. For instance, the American Federation of the Blind has a great list of guidelines. So here's a pretty straightforward description of one of the images that we've already seen. It's very detailed and to the point, and I think it does a great job.
Pale pink floral brocade dress with exposed shoulders and slits in the long sleeve going up to the elbow. A mesh black shirt can be seen on the exposed shoulders and arms. Model has short, dark hair and is leaning against a railing at the beach.
But do you need to do it like that? Like I said earlier, that's totally up to you. But why do we need to be standard, right? One of my favorite aesthetics for describing images is to make them creative and poetic. The ideas behind alt text as poetry are contrary to the standards that the American Federation of the Blind have set. It encourages subjective descriptions and personal style. Here's how co-author of the Alt Text as Poetry workbook, Shannon Finnegan, describes their photos on Instagram.
Photo by Shan Finnegan. A super long, continuous park bench, going seemingly endlessly into the distance along a pathway. It's the length of 20, 30 standard benches, and no armrests, so the back and seat are uninterrupted surfaces. Totally empty. A dream of limitless seating.
It's really fun and important to communicate your own voice in the way that you describe stuff. Think about who you want to describe it for. People in your community, your friends, a wider audience. Keep that stuff in mind. What are some of the things that you can describe other than shape and color? So as a fashion designer, you will have a lot to talk about. What does this fabric or textile feel like? What is it made of? How would you describe the cut or the fit of the design? Do you want to talk about the way that you stitched it, sewn it, hot glued it, whatever? You may also consider describing the model that's wearing the piece. You might want to ask how they would like to be described. Maybe you want their input on how to describe their hair or their eyes or their body. It's really important to represent somebody in the way that they would prefer. So let's talk now about audio description. Audio description is a secondary audio track used in film, video, broadcast that kind of narrates what's going on screen and usually occurs between dialogue. It is also used for reading title cards, subtitles, and any other text that might be on screen. Just like describing images, there's a bunch of standards on how to audio describe something. So there's your Hollywood broadcast standards. There's a more artistic and creative way of doing it. For me, a combination of both works well. And then, of course, there's your own personal style. Okay, let's get into some examples on how fashion can be audio described. So here's something from the archives at Cooper Hewitt, the Smithsonian Design Museum. It's the Willie Smith City Island Fashion Show from 1983.
3 more models enter on our left, spinning in unison. They wear long pleated skirts with the same pattern of colorful squares. As they make their way to the exit, we quickly scan to the left where the next models enter. A model with teased back hair and rainbow makeup on one side of her face prances in pleated patterned pants and a white shirt with rolled up sleeves. Behind her, another model wears a gray blouse, gray pleated pants, and matching headscarf, all featuring the same pattern of colorful squares. Another model wears a white shirt and a headscarf in the same pattern in gray pleated pants which taper at the ankles. We scan the dark room, catching glimpses of the televisions and dim flashing lights. Live stream footage is displayed on the slate blue backdrop, which feature images of the models as they enter the room. A bright white spotlight follows 2 female models who wear flowing pleated skirts and headscarves in the colorful square patterns.
The descriptions on UDescribe are created by community members. So you take a YouTube link, pop it into the system, and you can start describing just like that. This one is from user Michelle Lee, and it's called What a $1,000 Outfit Looks Like.
What a $1,000 outfit looks like at Seoul Fashion Week. This look is money. I'm Hyunseo, a YGK Plus model. The coat I'm wearing is from Tomboy and it's about $250. It is a plain oversized black coat that reaches her knees. It's really easy to match with a ton of looks. I love the simplicity, so I chose it. And then the knit sweater inside is from Zara, and it's around $80. It is a ribbed brown knit sweater with a plunging neckline. It's accented with 2 black stripes around the hips, sleeves, and the V-neck. But it's surprisingly warm and comfortable, so I ended up using it a lot. The turtleneck inside I bought from a road shop, and the price point was around $50. This plain white turtleneck is layered under her brown sweater. Road shops aren't brands, but street stores. Little shops on the street that you can buy from. These pants are from Uniqlo, and they're around $30. They are simple black trousers that reach a little above the ankle. What's great about Uniqlo is that there are so many designs and everything is super easy to throw on. These shoes I'm wearing are loafers and I wear them a lot. They are shiny black Oxfords that can be laced up with a thin shoelace.
All right, and so this last one is my absolute favorite. This is a 2018 show by Radical Visibility. The audio description for this thing just happens to be the lyrics to the song.
Don't got ramps, ain't got no lips. When able is start acting swift, just call on me. Access bitch, we'll make the change. Stage accessible for the full range of gender, size, and ability.
Baby blue when it's monochrome too. You a star right now when they eyes on you. Bleed cut shift, swing with the crotch. Now the whole room probably looking at us. He got cuffs on his arms and cuffs on his legs. Nobody ever said cuffs was only for the big. Got the side cut out, thighs cut out. Back to hit the city and strut about. He's anxious and nervous, excited and queer. A single white boy with blue eyes and brown hair, and he slays. He got a blue visor for the shade, a blue microphone so the world can hear him sing like. Slow it down for the baddie coming out. Black, young, and disabled, but she beautiful, no fable. Rockin' pink on pink on pink. Mini dress, but she no string. Booty shaking at the function. Will she dance and dance with me? Elbow crutches for the Duchess, and she strapped up on her feet. Everybody clap your hands for Miss Alexis, she a queen, yeah. And she got a dolphin tattoo, and that's cool. They, them, always in the gym. Hustle for the muscle. Kelly, martial arts. Shorty got shield, shorty got steel. Shorty got the visor and blue chest binder. Silver accents, vinyl armor. Hip hop moves too smooth, too cool, my dude.
This video featured descriptions from Sandy Yee, Tressa Slater, Michelle Lee, Cooper Hewitt, Radical Visibility Collective, and Shannon Finnegan.